I'm Crixus, and it's time to step into the arena. Today, we're going over the first look of Miguel. Miguel, he's hard to read, but guess what? I see some great potential on what he could do, not only in raids, PvP, and club conquest. But let's go over his abilities first. His first is his basic. His basic deals damage and a 50% chance to purge a helpful effect, which is good because it's an extra purge. And then obviously the effect goes up to increase more additional purges. If you kind of notice what Glue is doing, they're putting out a lot of purges on characters and a lot of helpful effect flips. With these characters doing this, you could see a lot of helpful effects flipping back and forth, and you could potentially see a meta where it's just who can collect the most buffs and put the other team into a deficit. The next ability is Upbeat Tempo. This one allows the character and adjacent teammates to gain haste for 2 turns, fill speed meter for 10%, and gain one Encore Note up to a max of 5. The thing that really is interesting about this is the upgrades. The 30% chance to grant Unstoppable, and then the last one, an additional 15%. So Unstoppable is a very underrated buff. If you notice, there's some things with Bell and Beast coming up, like helpful immunity. Now imagine having 2 helpful immunities and 2 unstoppables on the field at the same time. What this does is it allows you to have one character that they are forced to try to debuff or taunt. And I think there's a character that no one's thinking about. His name is Steamboat Mickey. Steamboat Mickey can purge, he can reflect. We also have Calhoun, who can offer additional taunt. So with Beast, seems to work better with another tank or very high tenacity team. So imagine having Bell's lead when it's fully upgraded. Now add 2 helpful immunities, 2 unstoppables, and reflex. This, with a very high tenacity, this is going to be a very hard team to control and do damage to. Miguel's next ability is Spotlight Debut. Flip 1 harmful effect on self and teammates, prioritizing Charm, Stun, Sleep, and Silence. Restore health, 5% of this character's maximum health per Encore Note on this character. Now, as you go up, you can get an additional helpful effect flipped and 2% more health restored. So this guy can heal for a ton with his special, and he can flip additional effects on his team. So can Bell, right? Now, again, you go back to what I was talking about. Unstoppable and helpful immunities, reflex. And now you throw in Mulan there with all the counters. On a high durability team, it's going to be pretty deadly. So in the arena, that might be a team to look at. The next ability for his passive, on battle start or revive, this character begins with 1 Encore Note. This character can have up to a maximum of 5 Encore Notes. When this character would be defeated, if they are affected by Encore Notes, they would restore themselves 5% of their maximum health and 5% of their speed meter. Encore Notes affecting them, then lose all of your notes. So what this is, it's basically like Olaf's Revive, right? You come back if you have notes. Depending on how many notes you have, the more health you come back, the more speed meter you come back, and then you obviously upgrade it. This is basically a free revive, which is pretty decent. And imagine at it in Shadow, you just have a bunch of purges and a bunch of revives. Like you kill the Shadow, he comes right back to life, and guess what? He goes another auto turn. So this could be really good. Shadow would be a very annoying comp, especially if you're in Club Conquest. Throw some make a Shadow of Miguel. It could be a pretty good defense. His next ability, which is his leadership, it's a pretty decent leadership. I see this being a more of a club conquest or a raid leadership, especially with a mythical team. But non-summon mythical teammates gain the following: basically a speed increase for 10% up to 5 more spirits, which is a 2%. So they can get a 20% speed meter increase, and then obviously they can get an additional base revive when the leadership is upgraded. This is gonna be a very good leadership for the mythical tower. You put a bunch of mythicals together, he's going to do very well. For a PvP aspect, I don't really see it doing that well. If you're doing a mythical team in PvP, yeah, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna go very well. But in Club Conquest, it is. In raids, he's gonna be a solid raid character with all the healing and all the poisons. He can just push them right off. So to do a quick conclusion of what we talked about, PvP wise, he could fit very well with a Beast Bell, Mulan, maybe a Steamboat Mickey, or a Calhoun, or another solid tank, or another princess, because of the unstoppable buffs. That's what really sets him apart within PvP. All these debuff flips to helpful effects is starting to be prevalent. Again, Bell, debuff flips. Miguel, debuff flips. Purges, right? Beast can purge. Miguel can purge. Mulan, she can take speed meter. Steamboat Mickey can purge. You could do a high tenacity purge team. Basically, you're not letting any of your opponent's abilities to get on your team. Now add Bell's Roses, the healing, the extra defense, the extra tenacity, and now you add Miguel's healing that he does. That could be a very deadly PvP team. My name is Crixus, and thank you for stepping into the arena.